Hi, my name is Nicole Witt, and I am a mediator, a conflict resolution coach, and the founder of SerenityAfterDivorce.com. This is part 2 of my video series of emerging from the fog of divorce. And when I say fog, I'm talking about the fear, obligation, and guilt that comes with getting a divorce. Last time we talked about the financial fear that it can accompany getting a divorce, and if you haven't had a chance to watch that, I would greatly suggest that you do that after you're done watching this video here today. Today we're going to talk about the fear of being alone. And I want to talk a little bit about fear, which, as you know, in the last video we talked about how fear was false evidence appearing real. And we're going to talk about how feeling that fear can lead to judgment about the future, about what's going to happen. And that judgment can make us fearful of what's going to happen in the future and that it's going to be a bad thing, and then cause us pain now because we are anticipating that pain. The first step to getting over that fear is to shift our mindset. And instead of looking at something that it's going to be bad, let's turn it around and be curious and excited about what's going to happen. Have you ever noticed that fear and excitement have a lot of the same physical symptoms in your body? Think about it. When you're scared about something, you might get butterflies in your stomach, your heart might pound, you might get a lump in your throat. And if you think about it, that's also the same kind of physical feelings you get when you're excited to do something. For example, if I know what they say, like 95% of the population is more scared of public speaking than of death, right? So let's say you're one of those people and you're about to have to go on stage and do a public speech or something, and you might be scared to death, and your stomach and butterflies and all that, and your heart's pumping. But you know what? If you can turn that around and say, wow, look how excited I am to be here and do this. My heart is pumping. My stomach is excited. You know, it's all just a matter of how you look at things. And it's the same thing with practically any fear, and the fear of the future, fear of the unknown and what's going to happen. So we want to switch that around. So let's look about what can we get excited about being alone after our divorce. What are the things that we can look forward to? I'm sure there are lots of things that you have always had on your bucket list that you want to do, and for some reason you didn't do them, whether it was because your spouse didn't think it was a good idea, they didn't want to do it with you, they thought it was too expensive, or for whatever reason you were too busy, so you never got to do those things. Well, guess what? Now is the perfect time to start trying them. You don't have to answer to anyone but yourself. And the important thing here is to not go crazy with it. Stick with one thing at a time. Try something new, maybe a new class, maybe someplace you've always wanted to go on vacation, maybe a new hobby you wanted to take up. But you don't want to overwhelm yourself, because another thing that happens to a lot of people is, in order to not be alone, to not feel lonely, they give themselves lots of busyness and lots of activities. And in that case, it can actually be a detriment, because you might be running from your feelings and running from getting comfortable in your own new single skin. And you want to be able to do that. You want to be able to have that downtime, that you time, to learn about yourself and explore yourself. So yes, we want to try new things and try new activities and get excited about it, but just be careful that you're not running from anything. You're doing it to explore you, not to get away from you. Okay? And I also want to talk about, I know that there are a lot of people probably watching this video that have gotten a divorce, who have children, and their custody arrangement probably allows for their other spouse to spend significant time with their kids, which might mean that your kids are gone for a whole weekend or a week, or maybe longer. If your ex-spouse is all the way across the country, they could be gone for the whole summer, and that can be a terrifying thought for a parent, because now you're going to be truly alone, and what are you going to do with yourself? And you're going to miss your kids, obviously. But again, look at this time as an opportunity to take care of yourself and to do the things that make you happy. And I'm not going to say that that means you're not going to miss your kids. Of course you're going to miss your kids. But You need to get out there and try some new things so that you can be happy during this time as well, not just sitting at home moping. I know also a lot of people express the fear that if they are a single parent now and raising the kids on their own for the most part, that they feel that they're afraid their kids are going to miss out because they only have one person trying to be the mother and the father, and you might feel stretched too thin, and you can't buy them everything you want to buy them, and as a parent we want to do the best for our kids, and it hurts when we can't. So what I would say to you is that your kids know when you're doing your best. Your kids know when you're trying. They understand, and if they don't understand at the beginning, they will understand as they get older. I've noticed when you read interviews or watch interviews on TV of people, successful people, and they're talking about their childhood and they were raised by a single parent, they always give the most admiration for that single parent. They express that they know that their parent made sacrifices for them, and they know how hard it was on that parent to be a single parent. So, your kids know that it's hard, and they know you're doing your best. So as long as that's true, you're doing your best, and you are taking time for yourself, like we talked about having some me time, because that's really important so that you're energized for your kids. Don't worry about that you're letting them down. You're not letting them down, and they're not missing out on anything as long as they have your love. So I hope that you can shift that mindset and start looking at things that you are fearful of as great opportunities, and be excited and be curious about where your life is going to lead. Next time we're going to talk about the fear of being judged by others, which I know can be a big one when you're going through a divorce. What are my family going to say? What are our friends going to say? So that's going to be next time. And in the meantime, you can check out my blog at serenityafterddivorce.com for more stories about going through a divorce. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.